Now, this is the image that most people have of Henry VIII, larger than life, middle-aged and at the height of his power. But restorers have just finished work on these stained glass images, which show Henry as a young man, newly married to Catherine of Aragon. They've just been returned to a manor house near Basingstoke in Hampshire, which was once owned by one of Henry's favourite courtiers. And Duncan Kennedy is there for us now. Duncan.
Yes, Rita, this is the chapel at the Vine, a place that Henry VIII would have come to regularly, and he would have stood around about here viewing this magnificent stained glass window. There's even a picture of Henry in the front there wearing the blue cloak. Now, you're getting the first public viewing of this restored masterpiece, probably the most important Tudor stained glass in all of Europe. Henry VIII, whose image adorns the last piece of the jigsaw in this extraordinary tale. The story began more than a year ago, when experts had to remove what's thought to be the most important Tudor stained glass in Europe. It was the main feature of the Vine, the home of Henry VIII's Lord Chamberlain, and where Henry was a regular visitor.
That's fitting the temperate pretty snugly now.
But over the centuries, the glass in the chapel was eroded by condensation and had to be taken down or risk fading into oblivion. It's undergone months of restoration, delicately erasing the blotches of time. How close are we here now to what Henry VIII would have seen when he saw it?
Well, certainly in the lower royal figures, we think they're pretty much as he would have seen them. There's been some restoration to the biblical scenes in the upper registers, but certainly the royal figures and the associated saints are just what he would have seen.
Today, Steve put in the last piece of restored glass, fittingly, Henry VIII himself. For the first time in nearly 500 years, these windows are back to the way their original craftsman made them. Well, the detail here is exquisite. This is Catherine of Aragon, Henry VIII's first wife, and alongside is her dog, a sign of her personal and religious fidelity. The glass survived Cromwell's Roundheads and the elements, and is now complete.
We believe our Tudor stained glass to be most important in Europe, and it's fantastic that thanks to this amazing state-of-the-art project and perhaps even some of the most ambitious conservation work that the National Trust has undertaken, that we're able to halt the age-old problem of condensation and continue to care for these windows for future generations to be able to enjoy.
Now a special outer layer of protective glazing will ensure the window's future, for a place once described as the most heavenly chapel in all the world. It really is heavenly, including, of course, this image of Henry VIII that you're now looking at. The National Trust say this viewing platform that I'm standing on will be here until Easter, so you can get up really close to this. It'll then be taken down, and you'll get a much wider view of this Tudor masterpiece.
Duncan, thanks very much.